Hello there. I'm Francis. I'm a 45-year-old elephant. And I'm a fantastic plush, if I do say so myself. So, welcome to the welcome to the stream. You know him, you love him. It's Izzo. I don't have problems. You have problems. You hang out up there, Sir Francis Drake. Hello. I decided, because I'm tired and I actually need to work for a bit tonight, but we're gonna do our long review of the Glenmorangie 10 live on a live stream. Live on a live stream. Redundant much lately? So Glenmorangie's a Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. You can see my short review on the channel. I still have to make a post to make sure that all of my tens of viewers see it. But we'll do this live, and then you'll get a bonus unboxing. It's just more booze. Don't be too excited. So a single malt Scotch traditionally, I don't know if it's traditionally. From my understanding, a lot of the Scotches have kind of like a smoky taste or a peaty taste a lot of times. I get a lot of smoke out of this. Now I did, and I see I got one viewer. If you're there, go ahead and shout out a chat. So to me, this stuff has a bit of smoke. And the smoke reminds me of the smoke like in a mezcal. It's not quite the same, but it's similar to me. Hey there, Chief. I figured it was you. So this is smooth, creamy, and luscious with notes of orange, honey, vanilla, and peach. This is aged 10 years in bourbon cask. So the thing with bourbon is bourbon always has to be done. Yeah, heck yeah, Chief. Bourbon, in order for it to be actually called bourbon, has to be done in new charred American oak barrels. So if you put a whiskey into a used barrel, it is not a bourbon, it's some sort of whiskey. So with the Glenmorangie, nice, cool. Yeah, why not? You're welcome. This won't be very long, Chief Leaf. I'm very sorry, because I got work to do still. But anyway, this was distilled in Scotland, and there you go. So I'm not super into Scotch, but the ruin turned me onto this Glenmorangie 10. And you can probably, hey there, Shelly. I'll try not to keep you up too late, Shelly. But this, at least in Ohio, it's easy to find. I don't think it's that expensive. I haven't been very good about remembering to record how much things cost me. So yes, Francis, when you go back and watch this later, Chief, Francis introduced the show. Kind of almost like a Dr. Seeker. A little bit. So I got citrus notes, but nothing specific. Like, don't know if it's, oh, Wemcal, how's it going? Awesome. So I don't know if it's not like a specific citrus note to me, but just citrus in general. And then I do get that little touch of honey that they're talking about, but then it's smoky, so it's kind of neat. And all that kind of translates over to the plate, to the palate. I got the smoke, I got the honey, I got a little bit of citrus. It all comes through. Got a bit of the Tennessee, the Kentucky hug, even though this is from Scotland. But yeah, everyone, if you see that Wemcal, he has cool videos. Has a lot of how-tos and reviews on tools. It's a neat channel. Yeah, it's very good. Some of the Scotches are peaty, some of them are smoky, and this Glenmorangie is definitely on the smokier side. I don't really get any peat. And peat is the peat note. I mean, it's literally like a peat moss, like a funky note. So if that doesn't sound good to you, then try to stay away from ones that are peaty. Do the smoky ones. And sometimes you'll find American whiskeys that are single malt as well. I don't think I have any, so I'll have to, of course, get some and review them. But I've been keeping track of what I've been getting done during the week. Peaches. I've been keeping track of what I've been getting done here at the shop during the week. So I'm taking a little video at the end of each night, and it is so Monday and Tuesday. Between Monday and Tuesday, I made 2 trips to the local landfill, and I got rid of literally a ton of stuff. It was 2,100 pounds, which, since I'm a hoarder, it hurts a little. I don't like getting rid of things, but stuff had to go. And then I've got a whole trailer full of metal that I got to sort so I can scrap that out. And I wouldn't be surprised, just based on this is pure guess, and I'll let you know after they weigh it. I am guessing I have another 1,000 pounds in scrap metal that I'm gonna scrap. And I told Mrs. Izzo I get all the scrap money this time because it's been torture getting through cleaning out this shop. But it's gonna be awesome when it's done. Oh, I never thought about that. I am a real life modern Ariel without a tail or seashells. There you go, Chief. I made your joke for you. What else? Oh yeah. Let's get back into this. Second smell. Nothing's really changed. Still honey and citrus, but honestly, a little more honey than the first sniff. And still just a little smoky. So I've heard, I haven't gotten a chance to do this yet. I've heard the best time to sip on smoky scotch and mezcal is when you're sitting around the campfire. I've heard it's really good for some reason. So I'm going to have to, I haven't been camping this summer. I need to go camping. Well, summer's almost done. I probably won't get to go camping before summer's done, but we'll do some fall camping. I've got to do some fall camping and some cooking. That'll be good. Oh man, that does smell good. Okay, so second sip, similar to the nose. Smoke was there, the honey was more in the forefront. And that's the thing. Even your palate will even change in between sips. Like this was the, let's see, did I drink after midnight? I did not drink after midnight. So this is the first whiskey I've had today. So the first sip almost doesn't count. The second sip is when your palate is acclimated to the whiskey, and you'll really get stuff. One of the YouTubers I follow says that if you don't, you gotta smell and taste whiskey 3 times when you're doing a tasting, or you haven't really done it at all. I saw a funny video, and maybe I'll post a link to it first. I saw a funny video, and I'm not sure if it's satire or if that's what the guy really believes, but I saw a guy, a Scottish guy, and he had a YouTube video on how to taste Scotch whiskey, and it kills me. It's so funny. And honestly, like I said, I don't know if someone put him up to it or if that's really how he tastes whiskey. But what I'm going to do is I'll post a link to it so you guys can see it. And then after the bar is done, I'll do like a lip sync to it. You know, like the young kids do. I'll lip sync it. But it's pretty entertaining. All right, let's get in for our third. Okay, see that? Third sniff. Still have the other 3 flavors, but now I'm getting peach in there. Peaches. Interesting. I'll get you an Izzo glass at some point. I'm actually thinking of buying a laser engraver and doing it myself. Well, right now, unfortunately, because of the cleanup work I'm doing in the shop, some of the stuff is coming here. So unfortunately, there's the bar. But what you're seeing here, well, that's just a table that I have to repair. But like all the moldings and doors and this molding here, that's all gonna go on that back bar. So it's a cluttered mess right now. I had it temporarily sort of set up so that I could do a couple live streams and pretend that the bar was set up, but it's definitely not done. But eventually it'll have permanent shelves in there. I've got lighting that'll go underneath the shelves, so it'll highlight the bottles. And I am going to incorporate parts of the piano into the bar. Not the whole piano. The piano is half destroyed, and some of it's been thrown away, but I kept some interesting parts, and I'm going to turn them into the front bar. But yeah, unfortunately, not too far along with that. Cleaning up the rest of the shop has taken precedence, because a fella I share the shop with, he was finally got sick of the mess and kind of demanded that we clean everything up and rearrange things. And so his part of the shop makes a little more sense. My part of the shop will finally be cleaned, and I'll be able to do. So I was doing good work anyway, even in the mess. So maybe without the mess and maybe knowing where all my tools are, I'll do even better work. And that would be a good thing, because I'm a bit of a hoarder. I'm a bit of a messy guy. So hopefully this taking a week off from making money, hopefully that'll teach me a lesson in keeping things organized. So I did the third, and I got peaches. I don't remember if I sipped it a third time. Let's go ahead, and there's not much in there. Let's finish it. Well, I like to be a team player. So I didn't specifically get a cherry, but there was definitely like a fruity note on the taste. And after the third sip, the Kentucky Hug is not as prominent. All right, well, I got work to do, and I don't want to keep you guys up a long time, but we will do an unboxing since you're so gracious as to be here, and and I appreciate that very much. But, oops, where's my knife? Well, I got a multi-tool on me. So these came in today, and I actually have to call the shipping company because the driver was super cool. She saw that this package needed a signer, and so she actually texted me well early in the day before she got here. I know you can, Chief, but I gotta work. If I just sit here and talk to you and drink a little, we won't get any work done. And I really gotta get. I'm gonna work till midnight, so I got an hour and a half to get a bunch of stuff done, and then I'll be back here in the morning. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I was just at Walmart. But the delivery driver, she was kind enough to text me to see if someone that could sign for the package would be home, and I really appreciated that. So I'm gonna call her manager and give a compliment for her. All right, so here's the first thing I got. So I don't know. I don't think I've done a Thirsty Thursday on this. I love this Remus Repeal Reserve. So it's straight bourbon whiskey. It's got a whole bunch of different releases of bourbons, and it shows like some of their percentages. It's got quite a bit of rye in it. Right? I don't know if they have. I don't think they have an Uncle Remus bourbon chief, but this is as close as you're probably gonna get. So this little number here, we got a VI. We got it. So that's a 6. So that's the 6th series or batch or whatever you want to call it. It says it's a 2022 medley. So that means it was bottled in 2022. And they have the percentages of what's in here, so we can see how old stuff is. So the youngest thing is 2014. So 2014 to 2022, that'd be what, 8 years? So the youngest thing in here is 8 years, and that's the majority of it. But they do have, I'm having trouble with math. They got a 14 year in here. They got a 14 year, 2 8 years, and 2 10 years. So they blend it together to get the taste they want. This is from Lawrenceburg, Indiana. And a customer gave me a bottle of this, but the bottle they gave me was Series 4, and I did hear really good things about Series 4. So I'm trying. They're a little more than I want to pay, but I really like the juice in here. So I'm actually going to be looking for Remus Repeal Reserve. I'm going to be looking for 1, 2, 3, and 5, and I'm going to try to snag them for as cheap as possible. So somehow, if you notice this in your local liquor store, and you notice it, I would prefer not to pay. More than $120 a bottle. But if you see it, I would gladly give you the $120 and some shipping, or depending on where you live, maybe I'll drive over and get it and say hi, and give you like whatever you want for a finder's fee, like $20-$30 for a finder's fee. So if you see that Series 1, 2, 3, or 5, snag it for me, and I will buy it off you. unless you want to drink it yourself. I wouldn't blame you. So since I was buying that, got it, and I believe it was $120, and that's about what I'm willing to pay. That's about the most I'm willing to pay for it. If it's, I mean, you got to draw a line somewhere, right? Or else you're just going to spend all your money. So I would even say, even if you see it for $125, I might hold the line at $120 just to teach myself a lesson. But whenever I get something, usually there's like a flat fee at up to a certain amount of bottles. So I always try to look at the website that I get it from, figure out what that flat fee is, and then go ahead and get a couple more bottles, so that way I don't feel like I'm wasting the shipping. So this is a Michter's Rye. Now, technically I can get this locally, but the website had it for $10 off what I could usually get it for. It was on sale. So got a Michter's straight rye. I have a Michter's bourbon already, and so far I've really enjoyed Michter's. Oh, you know what? I don't think I ever said what the proof was on this scotch that we were drinking. What's the proof? Give me the proof. Do you not have the proof on here? That's a good idea, Shelly. I will have to make a list. I'll have to make a list. Put it in the Discord. Come on, what's the proof? There we go, hold on. 43 alcohol by volume. Okay, so this is only 86 proof, so that's not bad. It's not bad. You know, you're not going to get too toasted off of that. Now this Michter's, let's see what this is. Nice, the Michter's is 84.8, so I'll make a short out of that later. You'll see it down the road. And then this just cracked me up. So, you know, sometimes people maybe refer to how do I do this without offending anyone? Let's just do it, because all right, so don't be offended if you are a hillbilly, because I have hillbillies as close friends, and they're proud to be hillbillies, and you know, in my world, hillbilly is not a bad term. It's just, you know, it's a lifestyle, and there's bad people in all walks of life. So there's good hillbillies, there's bad hillbillies, just like with every other human. So you know how sometimes like people will describe a hillbilly here in America, and they'll chop the word America to Murica. It's Murica. So I saw this bourbon whiskey, and it wasn't very expensive, but it's America. So I had to buy it and try it, and so I'll give you reviews later. This one is 90 proof. So even this, you know, it's a little higher, but not higher than those, but not very high in the large scheme of things. Now what's this? 20% off all America bourbon apparel. Oh, I'm not into bourbon merch yet. Not into bourbon merch yet. So that was my unboxing bourbon haul. You know what was the repeal? The Remus. The Uncle Remus is 100 proof, 50% alcohol. So there you go. That's all I got for you. I do have to. I want to work for an hour and a half and then go home, so I can actually sleep and wake up in the morning. But thanks for hanging out for a few minutes. So this was my Thirsty Thursday long review of the Glenmorangie 10, and I've seen 12s. I might try the 12 next and see what the 12's like. Shelly, were you the one that suggested to me the Brothers Bond? I've been seeing online some cast strength ones that I'd really like to try that. So if you were the one that recommended me Brothers Bond, I do enjoy that, but I want to try the cast strength. All right, guys, we did almost 20 minutes here. Let's scroll through the chat. Let's thank everyone that was here. I know we had Chief Leaf, we have Shelly, we have Wemcal. That might have been it. For those of you who are watching later, I bet the Ruin watches this eventually. I'm going to text it to him, so I'll make sure. I should have texted him when I went live, but what are you going to do? Not you. Okay, I can't remember who that was then. Maybe that was Jamie. Maybe it was Jamie Filippone. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. And if you got here late, I highly suggest rewinding. Awesome. It was awesome to have you, Wimcal. Thanks a lot. And yeah, I'll have to make a list. And yeah, if you guys see it, because that's the weird thing with markets. So I drive to Georgia. I found a Jack Daniel's 10 and the guy wanted $250, and I paid it. And then I went up to Michigan, and I found a bottle of it at retail for $75. So it's like, it's crazy. So yeah, we'll have to make a wish list. And if you guys have a wish list of things it's easy for me to get in Ohio, I'll get it to you. So yeah, so we'll do that. And Wemcal, if you need fun bourbons for your barbecue, we'll get that too. But thanks for hanging out. It's been 20 minutes. I'm gonna get to work, and either tonight or Saturday night, depending on how far I get and when I finish, I'll get you guys a video of what the shop's looking like. And all right, I'm out. Have a good one. Never remember where the button is. There we go.